Your heart is racing, your endorphins are flowing. There's a little bit of fear and excitement all bundled together when you finally commit to the buy button and purchase your first shares, your very first shares. Do you guys remember that feeling? You're a shareholder, an owner of a publicly traded company. You sit up a little taller because today you're officially an investor. Your best friend just got a solid stock tip. You're going to make tons of money. So you do it. You deposit a nice chunk of change and you buy all the shares you can afford because your buddy Bob, he told you it's true. You can trust him, right? So you log on to your account each day, eagerly awaiting the market to open and see that green, baby. But you don't. The share price plummets. The markets are a sea of red. So now instead of excitement and joy and dreams of prosperity, your stomach is in knots and you're riddled with fear and dread. But you can hang in there another day. You check again tomorrow. Bob calls you and he tells you not to worry. It's going to be fine. But tomorrow and the weeks that follow are more of the same, and your initial investment is now worth half of what it once was. You just can't take the pressure. So you sell your shares at a loss. You bought high and you're selling low. Not a great strategy. Does it sound familiar? Well, it does to me, because it was me. I didn't know enough about investing in the first place, let alone trying to buy low and sell high. Not sure what kind of a day trader I thought I was going to be, but it was a bit of a mess. Thankfully, I didn't have so much to invest. It was a small potatoes in the grand scheme of things, so it really didn't sting too hard. But that doesn't have to be you. Because in this video, I'm going to reveal how you can protect your investments from extreme market volatility and sudden crashes by educating yourself and, more importantly, reeling in your emotions. So how can you make better investing decisions, all while keeping the voices in your head and those on your screen in check? Well, I think there's a few things we need to do that will truly allow us to keep our emotions out of our investing decisions and embrace our more objective, more pragmatic minds. New investor or seasoned pro, days when the market's a sea of red can cause a little bit of panic to creep back in. And I think one of the nagging questions for investors is how to protect our investments and keep the panic in check. The ability to do that comes from knowing the risks involved and then mitigating them. And while, of course, a little bit of experience definitely helps us too. But let's roll this back a minute. Imagine that those shares that your buddy Bob told you to buy made up 50% of your total portfolio, or even 25 or 10%. Could you stomach the loss? How much risk are you willing to take on? When you lay out the strategy for the year ahead, I want you guys to think about the diversification because it may actually help you to lower your risk. There are 11 different sectors of the market as established by the Global Industry Classification System, or the GICS. Within those 11 sectors are 24 industry groups, 69 individual industries, and 158 sub-industries. Now, depending on who you ask, you'll get a different answer to the question of how many holdings should I have? But a recent poll of my 135 closest investing friends, the hopeful investor community, I love you guys, revealed that 44% of you feel that the best number of holdings to have, what is ideal, is between 10 and 15. But do you know what, you guys? The sweet spot for you is whatever you decide. It's really up to you. I have way too many. I have 40. It's kind of out of control. But it's what works for you that's most important. And there are also those investors that believe risk is easily reduced by just buying index funds and ETFs only. And I can't say I disagree. So let's say you decide to invest in VOO, or the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. You'd become an instant owner of 500 plus companies when you hit the buy button instead of just one. So even if 100 companies really fell apart, you'd still have potentially 400 others pulling strong. The point is, diversification will give you some peace of mind. I recently did a video on a 2-fund portfolio that I'll link for you below. Sometimes keeping it simple is the way to go. How often you add to your portfolio might also present the anxiety and sweats from creeping up on you too. He agrees. And if you use dollar cost averaging and buy consistently each month, week, or even each day, you'll be able to average out the cost of each of the shares or fractional shares that you add to your portfolio. So you don't have to chase the lows. You're just going to buy the average cost. If you scour the interwebs, you will come across some content creators who are peddling the next stock that's going to make you millions with dividend yields, sometimes over 10%. It's exciting, and we all want to make millions and get those 10% yields. A friend of mine just bought a new to him car and it died in our driveway. Despite our attempt to jumpstart it, the battery was from 2007, 7 years old, which is quite impressive for a battery, right? But had he looked under the hood and checked the sticker on the battery, he may have asked for a new one before driving it off the lot. My point is, kick the tires, look under the hood. Don't add anything to your portfolio before looking at it from all angles. These holdings will create your future income, so don't skimp on the research part. If you do your due diligence based on a system and a strategy, not based on a stock tip from your buddy Bob, you'll probably be able to sleep a little bit better at night. If you do everything we've talked about, diversify, make informed decisions, check under the hood, and don't chase yield, the last thing on your list becomes the easiest part, and that's controlling your emotions. Is it easy, you guys? Do you think it's easy? Okay, maybe not that easy. You may still have those moments of dread from time to time, but with time and experience and patience is important, you'll start to learn that when you invest in companies that you have fully vetted, that are tried and true, and maybe blue chip, see what I did there, and not the latest fad to hit the market, you're no longer filled with the fear and dread. Oh, heavens. You're no longer filled with fear and dread on those red days. Instead, those red days are going to bring you joy as they represent buying opportunities where you can buy low, but hold on for the long term and allow those positions to create an income stream for you in the form of dividends for years to come. According to every YouTube, investor channel, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter thread, and newsletter out there, the best book to read on the subject of behavior in investing is The Psychology of Money, where the author, Morgan Housel, talks about how our feelings and behaviors actually influence how we handle money. And I don't disagree. It's a great book, you guys. That, when coupled with sound financial goals and investing strategies, it can be pretty life-changing. So let's talk about some key points. Remember that behavior beats numbers. But all I could hear in my head is Dwight and Jim. Bears beats. Anyone? Okay. Anyway, what you do with your money matters far more than calculations and predictions. Look in the mirror. Your habits, your emotions, and decisions have a greater impact on your success than a chart. The mirror is also an amazing place to look, as it will also allow you to figure out how much risk you're willing to take with your investments. Some of you may like taking risks and will put it all on red at the roulette table, while others like steadier, safer choices. Whatever your risk tolerance, you guys, just be comfortable with your decisions. Are you a patient person? Perhaps that's a goal you have for yourself, because patience is another guiding principle to being a successful investor. Small, consistent steps can lead to better results than those get-rich schemes. More importantly, know thyself and work to be adaptable to change. Life's unpredictable at times, so be flexible with your plans and learn from your mistakes, like I did. Day trader, good heavens, what was I thinking? And have a sense of humor. Life's too short to get by without one. Learn to laugh at yourself. If you're working to learn the foundations, I did put together a playlist probably about a year ago, so I apologize in advance for the quality of the video because it might not be so great. I'm still working on that to improve my video production skills, but it's just 3 videos, but it might be a great place to start. So have you made all the right moves as an investor, or did you have to be a silly day trader like me to learn from your mistakes? I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway, I want to hear about it. Leave me a comment below and then go and take a peek at this playlist. Should we do a playlist, you guys? Sure, I can link to a playlist. Maybe it's a video. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys are up to, and then go and take a peek at this video next. TikTok, Instagram, Granny, Instagranny.